Hello everyone, my name is Lowko, and welcome to a new game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Hello Lowko! Let's say hi. Hi. Mr. Barcode. And today we're actually playing a live game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Okay, so apparently my opponent is off racing. It is going to be a Zerg versus Terran, so I don't know exactly what my opponent is playing as, or how good his skill really is. So we might be able to just either take him out with a quick Ling Roach Baneling bust, or we could just play in standard macro game. Now, for some of you who might have been following the news, Mousesports actually recently, the team that I'm playing for, actually recently picked up a Protoss player called Deer, who is probably one of the best Protoss players in the world right now, if not the best Protoss player, so it's a big pickup for the team that I'm playing for. But anyway, let's say GLHF to our opponent and see what's gonna happen in this game. Now, it is going to be a map called Star Station, or did they change the name of it? No, it's just Star Station. And basically what they did recently is put it back in the map pool, but change this corner of the map. This used to be like a 4-player map, where there used to be, in the top left and the top right corners, there used to be a 3rd and a 4th spawn location, but nowadays there's only 2 spawn locations possible. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a more interesting map. I always like this map a lot, so this is definitely, I'm pretty glad that this is still in the map pool again. Gotta go for a hatchery first on the low ground, then follow it up with a spawning pool. Just the most standard out of standard openers right there for ZVT. Honestly, going for a pool first in ZVT is a little bit funky. I don't really like it at all. It's only really relevant whenever your opponent is going for 2 racks, or you want to do something super cheesy. And usually that's not really the case in a ladder game, you know, when it's basically just the best of 1. You see it sometimes though, in tournament games and whatnot, when your opponent is going for, or whether our opponent is like playing a best of 3 or a best of 5 versus them. I think you sometimes see Zerg players open up with a best of 5. I remember casting a series between QXC and Vortex, and it was actually 2 best of 3 series. And in the very first game that they played together, what happened is that QXC decided to go for a double proxy Rex, which basically means that he builds 2 barracks on the other side of the map and starts pumping a lot of marines out of them. And basically what Vortex did after that game is deciding, okay, since I know you're capable of doing that strategy, and I know I'm probably a better macro player than you, I will just show you what I'm made of and go for a pool first. So basically, he just agreed to put himself behind a little bit in order to play a safe game out. So if you want to play super safe, going for a pool first is obviously going to be a good play versus something like a double proxy Rex. But in most situations, especially on the ladder, it's really not necessary to go for something like that. Now, I did go for a gas before the spawning pool, so we'll be able to start my Zerging speed really soon. There we go, spawning tool started, or Zerging speed started. And I'm gonna be getting another Overlord out as well. Actually, I'm gonna put this Overlord to the front. Usually what you want to do with your Overlords in ZVT is actually spread them towards your opponent. This might sound a little bit awkward, but basically it allows you to go for a lot more vision than you would usually do. And considering I'm going for 4 queens anyway, it's going to be a much safer opener all around. Looks like we managed to find the SCV right there. There we go. Okay, let's figure out when he decides to land the natural. So the bunker is super early. He's really not cutting any kind of corner with that bunker timing right there. That might either be because he's a little bit uncomfortable playing Terran, or he just wants to play super safe. We will find out shortly. Actually, I'm not gonna expand quite yet. I will be able to expand right after getting my my drones out. There we go. And I'm gonna start a big round of drones right there. Now I can really start transitioning into the 3rd base. So I'm gonna just send a drone there already and try and poke in with this unit. See what's gonna happen. And actually that command center is pretty late. Usually you would see this command center land around the 5-minute mark. Now for whatever reason, his is a little bit later than you would expect to see it. Which might be, once again, because he's not as experienced with Terran, or because he is just doing something a little bit more funky. I'm gonna be starting my 3rd base nonetheless, because always you want to be 1 base up on your Terran opponent. And I'm gonna start spraying some creep around. Already getting more gas guys as well. So I'm gonna start double evolution chamber at the front, as well as a roach warren for safety purposes. I wonder what my opponent's up to. Oh, what's happening here? Let's see if we can get in the main. Okay, he's starting to produce Hellions right now. And there's a 3rd command center going up as well. So he's playing pretty greedy. Getting the gas guys right now. He's had this one up for a little while, but looks like we are all good to go. Gonna start a few roaches then. just for safety purposes. And yeah, just gonna try and buy as much time right here as I possibly can. Gonna be starting double upgrades. More and more creep spread. And I'm gonna be... There we go. Just gonna be playing a pretty normal game from here on. Rally to my third base. Gonna make about 4 more drones for my main base, so I can actually, you know, make sure that I have the gas guys is taken right there as well. And I'm gonna start a few roaches. Just about 3 or so of them. Gonna push forward with my overlords. Make sure I keep all the vision that I want. And I'm gonna start a lair. There we go. And now I'm gonna start more and more drones. This queen can transfer toward that base. Keep the crew spread going as well. Crew spread is crucial in this matchup, by the way. Just because it allows you vision, but also speed for your Zerg units, obviously, and it allows for much better engagement. And in the end, ZVT is always about the engagement. So I'm gonna get... Oh, what is that? Just a bunch of Hellions. I have a bunch of roaches out there to deal with it, so I don't really need to worry about it. But he did make a lot more than his standard right now, so he likely hoped he would be able to do a little bit of aggression with this and at least a little bit of damage, but didn't manage to do it. Gonna move this overlord over, because he likely is gonna try and move past my stuff. So I'm gonna make a big round of Zerglings as well, or at least, you know, I wanted to make a big round of Zerglings. Let's get all my queens hotkeys, because for whatever reason they aren't. Gonna start a macro hatchery right here as well. More and more gases. Spire for in the main base. And just gonna take all the watchtowers that are out on the map right now. So he went for a greedy third, which means he really won't have any units out for another little bit. So I'm gonna just get my fourth base up as well. Now I'm fully saturated in my third base. What's more, keeping the crew spread up. Not having the best crew spread this game. So I will have to work on that and focus a little bit more on that. And I'm just gonna try and decide what's gonna happen next. Gonna start my baning speed, gonna start +2/+2 upgrades, just as soon as I can. A few units just for safety purposes, and I'm gonna start the gases right there. Okay. So right now I have 5 hatcheries, 4 queens, decent crew spread, and I'm gonna have to push these units back once more. Continue my crew spreading. So I'm not really focusing on the fight. I know there's roaches, so he really won't be able to do much against my units anyway. And I will be able to start whatever unit I want very soon. Gonna start the +2 attack upgrade because I forgot it earlier. And I'm gonna make about that many drones for my third base, so I can transition or transfer these drones towards my fourth. Okay, so there we go. Gonna hotkey my main army to hotkey number 2 because I can start making the Mutalisk. Now the Mutalisk is gonna be the big unit that I really want right now. Ooh, actually forgot to put gas in there. And I'm gonna start as many Mutas as I can. He does have a pretty sizable army out right now, so I'm gonna start a bunch of Banes. And a whole lot of Zerglings. As you can see, I'm trying to just keep my army as small as possible, or my money as low as possible. And so far it's been managing that pretty well. I have a lot of units in production though, so I need to try and get these out before I really start engaging this army. So what I'm gonna do is actually move these Zerglings around. I want to try and go for a big surround as soon as I can. There we go. All the units are out. Gonna target fire the siege tank with my Mutas. And I'm gonna try and roll these Banelings into the Terran army. Oh! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, make more and more Mutas. Cleaned that up perfectly, by the way. And more units as well. So I managed to get the fourth base up, absolutely no problem. Managed to get everything out that I want. And I can start upgrading everything that I need as well. Oh, he didn't even land the third base, he decided to go back with it. He's gonna make a bunch of Mutas. Or a bunch of Zerglings rather. See what I can do. No need to risk it, Lowko. Just play it short and smooth and safe. It's always important not to get too greedy. I could just honestly just let him sit back considering I'm 2 bases up. So I'm just gonna take my 5th in case of a backup. I'm gonna start an infestation pit as well in case I need it. And I'm just gonna try and just completely contain him right now. If he can't land the third base, I will be able to just simply get more and more units out that he can't produce right now. So let's make a bunch more Zerglings, or a bunch more Banelings rather. Just to be dealing with all of his ground forces. Get this base going. Start the gas geysers right there and start a high phrase in as well. Take out the turret. And just making sure that that he can't leave his base pretty much right now. Which is going to be my biggest concern of him leaving his base. So just for safety as well, I'm gonna start a spine and a spore in all the bases. And make sure he can't land this thing ever. Oh god. Gonna target fire down the siege tanks. Make sure I get everything that I need. Gonna use my mutas for that obviously, and I should be able to just roll over him right here. And he GG's out. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hello everyone, my name is Lowko, and welcome to a new Hearthstone video. Today we're actually going to discuss a really strong basic hunter deck. In this specific video I'm going to discuss why it is so strong currently, what makes the hunter a very good class to actually start off with when you just get Hearthstone, and